Hey, what's going on, everybody? Once again, we are live for another episode of Book Talk Live. It's a little bit after 3 o'clock. Y'all know how we do. 3 o'clock Central Standard Time. So today, as always, man, I got some phenomenal guests. As y'all can see, it's not the Brady Bunch, it's not the Black Brady Bunch, y'all. These are actually the amazing men who are the co-authors of the Amazon #1 best-selling book, Black Men Love, which hit Amazon #1 bestseller in 13 categories yesterday. Adrian, go ahead and turn your phone sideways for me, bro. All right. So listen, before we even get started, I just want to know from the fellas, how y'all doing today?
We're good today.
Doing well.
Oh man, we're doing fantastic, man. We're
doing great, man.
Amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
Every day is a great day.
Absolutely.
All right, so I could go on and on about the fellas that are in the book, but what I want y'all to do is I'm gonna go ahead and introduce the visionary behind this project, Mr. Kenneth Wilson, and I want him to go ahead and introduce the fellas and tell us a little bit about yourselves.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Good afternoon, y'all. My name is Kenneth Wilson. We're excited to be here. Black Men Love, y'all. A little bit about me. You know, I'm resident of Maryland, Silver Spring, Maryland, and I just do a lot of work in terms of helping people. So I am the CEO of Black Squirrel Media, the founder of Men of Stature Men's Group. Also now a 3-time best-selling author with this book, and just also, you know, world-renowned safety expert. I do a lot in the field of safety and public health and stuff like that too. So, but now we're here. So not enough about me, but I just wanted to share a little bit about this book. And for those who know Black Men Love, what it is a collection. We got 14 brothers came together and they just shared their thoughts, their experiences, their, you know, stories about what love means to them. All different forms, all different facets, you know. So it is truly a collection, what we call a tribute, or even like you know, a love tribute to love. And so it's something that we came together, and it started over a year ago, just from conversation, just from us sharing and talking to each other, and just expressing and opening up to each other and how we feel about certain things. And we said, we got to share this with the world, you know. And so with so much going on in the world today, with so much negativity, with so much in terms of life and the struggle and relationships and how we interact and communicate with each other, we just wanted to share some positive light and just share, you know, what we feel like are things that other people can really take from it. And I'm really excited about this, y'all, because as you can see, and as you're watching this, we got brothers from all over. We're all over the country, you know, all ages, all different backgrounds. And so I just want to take this time to really introduce them to you all. And you all get to know some of these authors. And so as we get it going, I'm going to call them out. I'm going to let them talk and share who they are because I hate introductions myself. And so we just going to get it going. So as I go down the roster, I think I'm going to start one of my pros, one of my guys. Derek Pearson, DP, man. What's going on, man? How you doing?
It's a pleasure. It's a blessing, and it is showing all the favor. Look, I'm from where you're from. I'm a DMV kid, born in Arlington, Virginia. Love has taken me all over this country. I'm currently residing in Lincoln, Nebraska, in the middle of this great country. Blessed to be a lifetime coach, mentor, educator. I own a radio station, a sports radio station here in Lincoln, Nebraska. I talk for hours a day. And a big part of what I talk about is love. I would not be where I am doing what I'm doing without love in my life. I'm a product of love. So then it's my job to reciprocate that and spread it through what I call love prints. And it starts with the idea that we have to leave things better than we found them. And love is the easiest way to do that. It is the greatest source, the greatest path, and the greatest mission. So from where we start is love, where we finish with love, and throughout the way, love is how we get there, especially for Black men in this country, that for us to have the freedom and the responsibility and power to love ourselves so that we can pass that thing along to the next one, to show the people in our lives that we love, the people in our communities that we love, and then ultimately in this country and in this world. But the big thing, that we have to learn to love ourselves so that we can love each other. And it's simplicity in that. I am honored and humbled to be a part of this great project. It is a love project. Kenny, you got it right. It's a love project. God bless you for your leadership, your presence, and most importantly, for you. The way you love brings this thing together and has changed the elevation of all 10 of these brothers who were on this call today. So God bless you. God bless you, Sugar Ray. And to gentlemen, co-authors, all, God bless you. Love you.
Oh, man, we love you too, man. But yeah, before we got to shout out the BOBM team too, Sugar Ray and the team. You know, I know a lot of them behind the scenes, and we got a chance to meet and talk with a lot of them yesterday. But Sugar Ray, man, I following leads. You know, I'm following what I learned from guys like Chip and DP, Woody, Sugar Ray, and this is one of the things that I wanted to continue to give back and pass, pay it forward too, So before I go, I got to shout you out, brother. You my guy, and thank you, So as we keep it going, who we getting to next? I got to get to one of my bros, my guy, Ryan Duncan. Ryan, what's going on, brother? Tell everybody who you are, man.
As you mentioned, I'm Ryan Duncan. It's good to be with all of you kings, man. Sugar Ray, I appreciate you and your team for working on this project. I'm from Baltimore City, East Baltimore, grew up in East Baltimore, transitioned out to Baltimore County for the later parts of my childhood. And, I've kind of went through a lot, man. I'm a child of alcoholics, drug addicts, and I've had to heal quite a bit. Right. And, a portion, my chapter in this book is Love Endures Through Growth. And I've faced some tough transitions, some tough cycles that produced, a director of community outreach at a mortgage firm, former loan officer, but I kind of transitioned into that director mode. And, podcaster where we're talking about life, Ryan Duncan podcast, Words from a Humble King, I'm a mentor. I sit on the board of Why Not Inc. down in Prince George's County. I do it. I've done a lot, but I've done it all through the changes that I've had to go through. And love kind of fueled those changes. I loved my family enough to grow, break some of those generational changes and cycles that, kind of produced what I am right now. And, love fueled my transitions. And, I'm going to tell you, when you go through some of those changes, that you have to go through, that hurts. When you go through, the growth you have to go through, that hurts. The anger that it produces that you have to face and get through, right? And then the failures. Oh my gosh, it's amazing how many times you fail, but nobody teaches you when you're from a broken household that failure is normal, right? So when you're facing that as a young man and in his middle-aged 20s, and he doesn't really know how to be, it can definitely do some things internally to you, right? And just having the love to loving your family, loving yourself enough to change and heal can produce a certain amount of pain that some men just say, you know what, forget it. My father said, forget it. My grandfather said, forget it, right? My mom said, forget it. And love for me made sure that I did not say, forget it. My why was connected to love. And because of it, I've been able to change and do some great things. I never thought, Kenny, that I'd be on a project with you all, and a #1 selling author. that's something that I did not see coming. And I thank you for inviting me onto this project. And I thank every king that's on this project. But that came all through me changing, failing, and facing some of the roots that were in my heart, trying to dig those things up and to produce, who I am right now and who I'm going to be, man. I'm still healing, I'm still changing, and I'm still loving my family enough to get it all done. So that's me. And hopefully you guys get a chance to read that chapter and kind of get into how I've been able to get through change, failure, and make it into this book to write to all of you and share my thoughts. So thank you, Kenny. Thank you, Sugar Ray, and your team for working on this project. And I'm still trying to soak this all in, man. I still don't quite know how to be and how to receive all of this. You know what I mean? I'm still learning how to, receive all of this. So it's really it's a humbling project. It's a humbling process, but I'm loving it. So thank you.
Nah, man. Thank you, man. Let's keep it going. We got Charles Woods, my guy, one of my
All right.
inspirations again too. So thanks, man.
All right, appreciate it, man. I appreciate you, Kenny, having me on this project, man. It's a blessing for you to just to choose me to be on this project, as well as the other brothers that are on this project along with us. Thank you again, Sugar Ray, for all that you do for us, brother. This is my third time as well of being a best-selling author through the processes of Sugar Ray and my brother that's on here too, Chip Baker. My name is like Charles Woods. I am from born in Dallas, raised in Conroe, Texas. I reside in Atascocita in the Houston area. I am an educator. This will go on my 22nd year in education, coaching, teaching, being an assistant principal. I am a principal. I presently reside as a principal at a therapeutic campus where everything that I've been involved in, man, it has been built around love. What I do every day in the morning, I love getting up in the morning and going to my second home. That's what I call it, second home. I don't call it a job, because I love what I do. My past experiences, the trials and tribulations that I went through, made me realize at an early life that I need to concentrate on the positive things in life, and I need to choose to love. I choose to think about all the positives. Not saying that there won't be negatives that hit you in your life, but I don't focus on them. That's not a focus of mine. I focus on that good positive energy, and I choose to love. So in my chapters, I just had a couple of situations that I wrote about in there, and to wrap all of that up, it was me making a choice that I was going to love. So that's what I live by. That's what I run by. I don't have time for negativity. I don't show it the energy, and I choose to love. So again, I'm excited about this. This is awesome. Again, this is third time best-selling author. It's a privilege to be a part of any of these projects, and it's a privilege to be a part of this Black man's love. Man, I love being around positive gentlemen, and we can share on a platform like this. I like being able to reach out to people that are not just around me every day and in my community, man. This is awesome when we get to get online and we get to talk. I get to see DP for a third time being involved together. It's awesome, man. So like I said too, man, this is my third time, and I still don't know how to act either. Just excited, man. I want to thank everybody, man. Love all you guys, and appreciate you, Kenny, again, man, for having me on this ride with you.
No, thank you, Charles, man. I'm in the same boat. I'm still, this third time for me. Like, I'm still trying to figure it out too. Like, try to do a little bit of celebrating it and even with that, I wanted to bring everybody together, even to do that. I've been wanting to share this moment with everybody, and so I like what you said there, choosing to love. That's the one thing I've been big on too, really trying to choose love and really be intentional about it.
Right.
Really, so that's one of the things, even with the brothers here, I've been big on even telling the people, but also the men around me, that I love you, and I know I've said it to you all the brothers, but I love you. I really do. And I think that needs to be said more. So when you say choosing to love, that really hits for me too, So thank you again, Charles. And then keeping it going, man. Another one of my inspirations, another guy that, I really give a lot of credit to, who helped come alongside me and show me a lot of these things and really inspired me to even write and put my thoughts down, and we've done some projects together. We're going to do some more projects together. My guy, Chip Baker, bro, how many times, how many times have you done this and going through all of this, man? You're my role model, my inspiration, man. So thank you again.
And thanks, brother. Man, not enough. Let's go.
Let's go.
Whatever the number is, it's not enough. Let's get it, baby.
Get it. Yes.
No, man. First off, man, I'm truly honored to have the opportunity to be here with you, Kenny, and the other brothers, man. Thank you so much for the opportunity. So happy for you, being the lead author, man. So deserved. You give with a pure, genuine heart, just helping others, and I'm so grateful that you have the opportunity to receive some of the benefits from what you have given out. And for me, input equals output, and man, you've given in, and so this is the result that comes from that. And so, man, thank you, Sugar Ray and the team, man. Thank you so much for how you do what you do. Truly grateful for the ride, for the journey. And then your other guys, your other authors, man, it's always a great feeling when you know that you can go to a vulnerable place and share from a vulnerable place with love, and know that it's going to help so many the people that read the words that we put in the book from our heart and from our experiences. And so I'm excited for you guys as well, because, all amazing men that, I've checked out. If I hadn't met you just yet, I've checked you out. We've communicated, some guys. So, man, thank you guys for that. But me, I am Chip Baker. I'm a 4th generation educator, teacher, former coach. I just finished my 23rd year in education. Man, I've been blessed and fortunate to be raised by some great people, as well as be around some awesome folks to learn from in my life. I'm striving to continue to learn. And so also an author, speaker, YouTube channel, podcast host, The Success Chronicles, or interview people for positive inspiration, motivation. And that's just kind of a little bit about me. But as far as my chapter, the word love, man, it's a powerful word, right? But if learned the right way and exhibited the right way, love can be a powerful action, right? And so for me in my chapter, I just shared the process of what I feel is important to love. Being an educator, I got to teach, right? And so, I just tried to, share the process of love. And for me, I feel that love is internal, external, and everlasting. And what I mean by internal is we have to start with loving ourselves first. Know that we are worthy of loving ourselves. And that's not a selfish thing. I'm not saying make it about me. But what I am saying is, put the work in to be the best version of yourself so that the people that you love can benefit the most from you, right? And so we have to work on loving ourselves, and doing the necessary work to be the best version of ourselves. Then from there, it's, you can't pour from an empty cup. So then it spills over to the external, and that's loving others, loving the people around you, and be intentional about loving intentional, right? Mm-hmm. And then the everlasting piece, when you've done the internal work, when you've loved externally, man, what you don't realize is that it lasts forever. It's eternal. It's everlasting. And so it creates a positive love ripple effect that'll last for eternity. And then my hope is that, people can take the lessons that I've taught in the chapter and really just apply them to help them love in a better way. And so again, Kenny, Sugar Ray, the authors, man, thank y'all so much for giving me the opportunity to be a part of this. I'm continuing to learn and grow and striving to be better at loving myself. But I'm just grateful for the opportunity, man, and looking forward to where the journey's going to take us. So go get it.
Go get it, man. Thank you again, Chip, my guy, man. Just so excited. I'm still excited. I'm still rolling on this, y'all. So, you know, with this book, it gave me another opportunity. Like I said, I wanted to share it with my bros, but it also gave me a special opportunity to get a perspective from, the younger generation. And I was able to make that happen on this book, on this project. And I was able, there's a phenomenal young man who helped contribute to this project. And as we talk about love and we talk about, most people think about like the relational part, the relationships, but that goes in so many different facets and so many different perspectives. And so I want to introduce you all to like I said, an amazing, fantastic young man, Mr. Jordan Adams Frisbee. Tell them who you are, tell them a little bit about yourself and what your perspective is, man. What's going on?
Hi, hello there. My name is Jordan. I'm eighth grader right now, 14 years old, going to ninth. I live in the Baltimore County area. My chapter for me is about like my perspective on love and like how I would feel if I had it and stuff, and like what I think it would be from like my parents wise and like my grandparents wise. And then I just talk about my overall myself and then how I think about it, how me would be. It's just a blessing for me to be here too at the same thing. Thank you, Mr. Kenneth, Mr. Sugar, I don't know how to say his name, and Mr. DP and all the authors that are here. And it's just thank you to my mom too at the same time. Yeah.
So now, thank you, man. I gotta ask you. So I know you yesterday. You are a best-selling author, young sir, young king. How does it feel?
It feels great. It feels great. It just feels like I just put something out at a young age and how it's gonna like affect me like years going on and stuff. So it made me have a good feeling. Yeah.
You're the guy. You're the man. So I wanted to, again, I'm thanking you, like I said, because, and I say this all the time, I know you've heard me say this probably several times at this point, but at 14 years old, and I think all the authors would agree, at 14 years old, we weren't thinking about none of this stuff. I definitely wasn't thinking about writing a book. No one was approaching me to do stuff like this. I was just trying to hoop. I was trying to go to school a little bit. I was thinking about, what we was eating tonight, like, where was we going? But so for me, I really just, soak it in, and I know, I think as time goes on, you'll really understand the magnitude of this too. And I hope it helps you. I hope it helps you in your journey in life, keeps going. So, maybe this isn't the last time, but I just wanted to thank you. And I'm really just so proud, and I know everyone here is just so proud of you. And so I want this to be the best experience possible. And I hope this has been,
Yeah.
So I wanted to say that. So that's Jordan, y'all. Like to me, it gets no better than that. Like, so we got all these range of perspectives. I got some of my bros, some of my guys. So I'm gonna keep it going to another bro who we talk just about every day. We do so many podcasts together. I don't know how we keep it going. We just keep all this content going. David 2K, David Kazar, man. What's going on, bro? Congratulations again.
Thank you, man. What's up? My name is David 2K. I'm a music producer and podcaster. Shouts to Black Squirrel Media Network, and apparently now #1 bestseller. This experience has been so crazy to me. And I really just want to say thank you to everybody here. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for letting me write. And not only is this just amazing just because of my age, but I'm someone that grew up with a learning disability. So I never thought that this would be possible for me. So I'm just very humbled and very grateful for this time and this process and the opportunity. Just thank you so much, everybody.
Nah, man. Nah, thank you again. Like I said, this is stuff, that we all discussed and we talked about prior, and we just keeping it going. So, I'm glad everybody's soaking it in. So I think we got one more. Let's see, did Robert Tyree come back? Robert Tyree, another one of my guys, man. It's another fantastic man. So I'm just so excited for you. But once you hear him talk, you'll understand why I say that. So, Robert, tell everybody who you are, what you got going on, man.
Man, good afternoon. My name is Robert Tyree. I'm actually a teacher that teaches ELA. So it's a pleasure to be a part of this assignment to share our Black love with others. So for me, I am a community activator for Unboxing Chains, a mentor. I have my own business, First to the Soul basketball training. We have a mentor group. We're just doing a bunch of things in the community, man. And I'm excited and that opportunity just to share my point of view on marriage in this book.
Yeah, man. So I know it's another one we've been talking and celebrating and chatting. So you know, but it's really, you know, as I look around the screens, and I hope you guys are watching this too, like these are amazing men. You know, everyone here brings so much to the table, and I feel like that was so important just as we talk about this book and what it brings, and so the different perspectives and our experiences, and just, you know, I think everybody, just for the willingness to be able to open up and want to share. You know, I know this is not something as Black men we do very much. This is not something that is promoted often, and that's why I felt like it was so important to get this out. You know, so I think just letting everybody know who you are, introducing you all to the world. You know, some brothers have done this several times. I'm excited for the brothers. This is, you know, if there's your first time too, man, so soak it all in. So I just wanted to get the introductions out the way. So I think we're gonna keep going. Sugar Ray, what we got next, man?
Hey man, listen, I'm just humbled and honored to be around such amazing men that are really out here doing things in the community and talking about love from a Black male perspective, because I think that's something that is so important and oftentimes missed. We hear a lot about Black men, about love, but never get a chance to hear from Black men. So I'm celebrating the project, but what we got to do is take a quick break. We'll be right back and take a quick commercial break. We'll be back in about 2 and 2.
Hello, and welcome to Business of Books Masterminds Marketing Services. Here in the marketing department, you will be paired up with some of the best marketing agents in order to help launch your career. In our marketing department, we not only help you launch your book, but we provide quality service in helping you brand yourself and create a social media presence. Some of the things that we do include branding, creating awareness, weekly or monthly social media updates, event creating on social sites, and social media engagement. While creating awareness on your media platforms, this will help your social media engagement, thus creating more followers. Now, as you create more followers, this will also help you generate more sales. Now, while that is also important, we also want to make sure that you are sustaining a platform with dedicated and real people. So if you want to continue with our marketing process, please book a consultation below. We look forward to working with you.
Hello and welcome to the BOBM editing site. I'm here to tell you a little bit about who we are as an editing team at BOBM. Why BOBM? Why even bother with a professional editor? I'm glad you asked. There are several benefits to having a professional editor and team touching your work, making the value of your hard work's gem go from just a dull shine to a glowing luster. This is what we do. The value of having a team behind you, believing in your work, not working alone on something so very important is priceless. BOBM's editors do developmental, line, and copy editing services. We look for plot holes, and we ensure your story makes sense, correct nuts and bolts grammar issues, and even more. Not only that, our processes are client-centered. Our BOBM editing team takes pride in the fact that we do not destroy your authenticity or your voice as an author. I am an editor with BOBM, and we look forward to making your writing dreams become a reality with the Business of Books Mastermind Publishing Group. Let's get to work.
The caller has.
All right. We are back. My apologies. Got a call that you cannot just take at any time. So those of us in the real world understand what that means. And so we are back. We're joined by the amazing men who are in the project Black Men Love. Like I said, a lot of times what we've seen is that Black men are talked about in terms of love. The stories are shared, and a lot of times our stories aren't heard. And I'm not saying this in any way disrespectful to anybody that is out there, but this book was put together with such love and with such passion because these amazing men said, wait a minute, we need to put some stories out here. We need to tell y'all, or we need to share some insight on how Black men actually do love, what we love, and why we love. And so these men, there were actually 14 men in the project that put together an amazing book. Hit Amazon #1 bestseller in 13 categories yesterday. I want to hear a little bit about some of the stories that are inside. We've met the authors. I want to hear a little bit about your story individually, and what motivated you to share that part of your story. And that's from each of y'all.
Yep. So I'll go ahead and kick it off. I mean, with this one, one coming up with the concept of it was a story in itself, and that the concept really started from a group I had started with my organization, Men of Stature, and we do this group called the Gentleman's Lounge. And all it is that we get on and we just, it's just men talking, men sharing, whatever it is, that's on your heart. It's just a safe space where men can just come and talk and discuss. And we started that with, some of us, and we would just get on there and talk about anything we needed to. And through that, the bonds and the relationships that came about, but we also realized again, how much we need, if we're just doing this here with just a couple of us, so many other brothers could benefit from that too, And so that's what kind of birthed the avenue of like, we need to share. We need to open up, because this is something, if we don't do it here, we've never done it really before, And so that kind of really birthed this whole avenue of what is now Black Men Love. And then for me, in the book, I took a different route. I went back and told one of the stories that really helped shape the foundation of my relationship and my marriage with my wife. And it was a real personal story, and it really talks about, how the things in our upbringing, really affect us, and as we grow older, and as we move into relationships and adult relationships and things like that, like how sometimes we carry those things and we carry some of the pain, we carry some of the hurt, and for me, it took my wife, who wasn't, we at that point she wasn't my wife, to come alongside me and understand some of that and how much of a relief that was, and some of the things and the action she did that really allowed me to open up and understand that, what, I'm not alone in this either, And so that story, like I said, it was one I tell sometimes, but it's very, very personal to me. But I feel like there's so much in there that people can learn and understand just from communication, just from understanding each other and trying to understand each other and working together. And what is the ultimate goal, which is, again, the union, the marriage, the relationship. So, that's what it was for me. Who else? What do y'all think, fellas?
I'll step in here, man. So for me, Kenny, you're absolutely correct. What I went through, I felt another man could benefit from, right? I was told by someone else that, let me have lived for you, so I did not make those mistakes. And although I didn't listen, I found that if I had listened, he would have made some mistakes, for me, and that I could have learned from and skipped over. And I wanted to be able to do that for others. One of the biggest things I've dealt with in my life before my healing process had begun was I realized that I didn't feel. I didn't want to feel. As a man, I just did not want to feel. I wanted to just get straight to it, get over whatever hurdle. And I was not paying attention to some of the things that was happening within me as I tried to accomplish goals, right? And I kept running into a cycle where I kept repeating and running into a hurdle I couldn't quite get past. And one of the very first emotions I had to deal with was anger. And anger was such a big portion in my life because I had suppressed all of the other emotions. I didn't cry, right? You know, and I didn't soothe my soul. I didn't pay attention to my heart. And a lot of Black men don't, right? That's what the reason why this was so beneficial, I feel, to be a part of, because I wanted to be able to help other men. And, you know, I felt other men didn't feel like me, because if I chose not to do it, or if I just wanted to ignore it, I'm pretty sure other men was too, right? And, you know, where there's smoke, there's fire. And to be honest with you, it's crazy how it worked out for me, because I had just begun to journal. And as I journaled, I found out that anger was not a part of me, right? It was a secondary emotion that I could choose, but I found that I wasn't processing, right? And when I began to deal with failure, you know, I kind of saw, you know, how much anger I had in my heart, because of the things that I didn't get that every child should have gotten, right? I was dealing with abandonment issues, right? I was dealing with a broken home. I was dealing with addiction. I was dealing with all kinds of crazy stuff, right? And I just figured out how to put my emotions under a carpet, and it just didn't work for me, right? So after I was dealing with anger, I had to deal with failure. I had to learn about how to deal with getting over the fact that I was going to fail and that was actually normal. See, as a child, when you're coming up in a family of addiction and alcoholics and all kinds of crazy stuff, you have to unlearn what you learned, but you also develop these unrealistic expectations of what your future should look like. So to me, I didn't think I had time to fail, although failure is normal. You know what I mean? So it was like I found myself overreacting to something that was completely normal, but not using. See, failure, I had to learn, was a compass to my success, right? It was an interpretation of my efforts that wasn't necessarily negative, but directional. And for me, I had to process that first, deal with that first, stop getting angry, right? And then I had to learn how to change into the man I needed to be to get to accomplish the goals I needed to accomplish. This was where the theme of my chapter came from. And I just loved my family enough to do just that. Heal, deal with the failure, deal with the anger, learn how to change. And then through all of that, I could come tell you all that love endures through growth, which is painful. So that was my interpretation, and that's just a little deeper spill on why I chose to go the direction I went when I wrote my chapter.
Appreciate it. Anybody else want to jump in on this one?
Kenneth, this is where we were trying to figure out, as Ryan said, trying to figure out how to message for others. And in that, then you find that piece of therapy and reality for yourself, like that piece of love of yourself. And it's, my goodness, if I can figure out a way to love myself through all of my drama and all of my issue and the lessons I've learned, oh my goodness, then I can share that with other people to let them love theirs. Listen, I had to learn how to trust. I had to learn how to trust. For me, love was wrapped up in that word trust. Trust that I was good enough. Trust that anybody else could be good enough. Trust that my flaws weren't going to be fatal flaws or relationship breaking flaws. Trust that I didn't want to be replaceable, and I didn't want someone who was replaceable, because that's the easy thing that we do. Like, we're taught from an early phase that Black male love is prowess.
Yeah.
It's prowess. It's numbers. It's quantity. Quality gets lost in that, because quality requires trust in what it is that you're offering. Like, I always, when I'm like, okay, 90% of me is pretty good. But that other 10%, we always have in the back of our mind that this thing about me will make somebody think less of me or choose other. Until you do the thing that maturity allows and that love allows, which is trust the other person to love you enough and care for you enough and believe in you enough that that thing isn't fatal to the relationship or to the end goal. So for me, I had to learn to say, okay, here are my flaws in full. And it is a powerful moment when you learn that you can trust somebody with your flaws. That's love. That's love. And then to not judge when those flaws are presented to you with love as the end game. So when my wife comes in and says, okay, here's the thing that I need help working on, what she has to trust is that I'm going to look at her the way I want to be looked at, because that's what love is. And then when I provide that moment of insecurity, that moment of less than, that she not only goes past it, but she goes through it with me. And that's the end game of love in this thing. That was part of my story, was I had to learn to trust and go through all of the flaws together. That was the new definition of love for me, and that's what carries me to this moment.
Yeah. Anybody else have any thoughts on this?
Ooh, not bad.
Dave, I got this one. So this is Robert, and I wanted to come from a perspective of the desire to be in marriage. You know, like as a young man, you're taught the end goal or the main goal is to find a significant other, right, and be married. But through life, through current reality of this generation, the goal seems like it's to be single. Like, how many individuals can you date or be with at one time? And once again, the goal is just to find out one person to love for a lifetime. So my perspective and my desire of writing is to share my viewpoint of the struggles, the every single day warfare in the mind about how do I get out this cloud of this discouragement. Why am I stuck? Why am I still looking for the one that I desire? You know, in the world right now, you have many choices, you have many options, but you just desire just to have that one option. And in the process, trying to perfect yourself, like Ryan said, trying to heal yourself as well through this process, it's a long journey and it's tough. So I know that as many females, there's a bunch of male who go through the same trials and tribulations. Everyone who's married on this line or desire to marry, your goal is to be loved, you know. But what happens when you don't have that role model, or you can't see any images at all of a bond that lasts longer than 18 seconds, you know? So just trying to push past that negative mindset and trying to shift into a brand new mindset is very difficult, very challenging. Definitely need a great support system and men that you can kind of just kick your ideas off. Like, how do you tackle this idea? How do you date with a purpose? How do you love properly? And then once you find that companionship, how do you keep that person for forever? So that's my perspective on why I decided to write about marriage.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I know, David, you wanted to jump in here too?
Yeah, sure. So my chapter was about the different ways I love. And so I talk about my relationship with God. I talk about my relationship with friends and family. And then also I talked about my first relationship back in middle school. And, well, middle school that I went into high school. And I just spoke about, like, just my experience. And then by the end of it, I start to question myself more about love, like in the way that I love and how I want to grow and how I want to figure out if I'm doing this the right way.
Okay. Yeah. Also wanted to jump. I just wanted to jump in here too, Jordan. I know you kind of talked about your chapter a little bit, but you know, just give us something real time. Like at 14 years old, you know, what are some of the things? You know, what do you feel about love right now? What are some of your thoughts on this, and you know how you love?
The way like I love is like probably like family wise, I guess. I don't know, I don't like really explain it wise. Um, I don't really know. Keep it for real, but
What are some of the things you consider? You said like family. I know in your chapter you talk about other things too, like
oh,
what
like
else do you think of?
I love like hobbies I do. Like if I play games, go outside, play basketball, or like hang out with families, or like favorite food and stuff. Those are things that I commend by wise. Um, yeah, that's really it for me.
Yeah, but even at 14, like, do you feel like that's changed? Even as like you're going into high school now. Think about like like even like as you started middle school. Was that some of the similarities, or do you feel like it's starting to even change for you now?
Will definitely change. Definitely change. I've definitely had like more different like mindset. Like it's changed. Like I'm different mindset now of what I did from like sixth grade from now. It's like a whole different. It's just like a whole different mindset.
Okay. And I want, yeah, thank you. I wanted to ask you that for a reason too, as we're talking about like broader perspectives. As grown men, we're talking about changing now, but even at 14, you're talking about this in a 3-year span, in middle school changing. And so I look at that commonality as constant evolution. We're constantly evolving, we're constantly trying to get better, we're constantly moving through this. And so as everyone was talking, I just saw that theme, you know. And so I just wanted to go through that. So thank you guys for sharing even on that.
Yeah, Kenny, man, I'll jump in there too, say a little bit on it. Man, I love how you said that. It seems like everybody, it's a constant work in progress. It's a constant learning, right? And that's so true. I think the word that comes up for me is awareness. I think the beauty of all of it is having the awareness to see love, to observe what love looks like, whatever perspective we're looking at it, the lens, whichever lens we're looking at love through. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What do I like about it? What do I not like about it? All of those things. And I think that love is the core fundamental root of everything great, right? And then on top of that, love is life and life is love. And that's a quote that I share in my chapter. I truly believe that in life, if we have that awareness about the love that's around us, man, it gives us life, right? And then when we're given that life from love, then it allows us to give that love to others because we see what it feels like, right? And so, none of us are perfect. We all make mistakes, but I think when we can have that awareness as we move about, and knowing that, man, just love. All we need is love. Just show love, right? It don't matter what you look like, where you come from, man, just show love. And then when you do that, you'll receive that back, man, so greatly. And that's kind of the process for me, man. Just the awareness and the living and learning in love.
Yeah.
Hey, let me jump in there right quick. A lot of times I don't like to follow up with Chip, but I'm a
Stop it.
I know, right?
but I'm gonna approach this with love.
Let's go.
All right. All right. You know what? Just like a little bit like Ryan, man, I went through some things as a kid. Both of my parents were had addiction issues. And I kind of touched on a few different things in my chapter. I kind of bounce around a little bit, but even when I was a youngster, when I was a youngster going through things, man, and it was a whole bunch. I'm telling you, in my neighborhood back then, it was a whole bunch of negative things going on. It was a whole bunch of things that I could have got into that could have changed my life and my path, my direction, and it wouldn't be in a good place. But even as a adolescent and to this day, man, like I choose to love. Like I choose to concentrate on the positive things. There's too much love around. It's too many people to show be love. Like when I'm talking about educators, the families of my friends that are still my friends or my brothers to this day, these single moms that let me live with them, when I was in high school and let me be a part of their families, man. It's like, just like the negativity, there's a lot of positive things that are out there that you can focus your energy on. And that's really what what brought me to my chapter and about choosing love, because you do have a choice. You know, you do have a choice when it all develops and comes in front of you. You can go that way. It's going to take you on the wrong path of what we call negativity and get into all of these bad situations, or you can make a choice that sometimes is more difficult because it takes a little bit more work and it takes you to mature a little bit earlier than you want to and stay on that positive path, man, and focus on those things that can can allow you to have a better life and do better than maybe your immediate family or family members or things that are going on. So, man, I just focus on positivity, and I choose to love every day, man. I choose to run on that positive energy and love everyone that I encounter. It might be a different love, you know. I might have to love you from afar, but I just choose to love, man. And I love this, like, man. I love every day. And I appreciate you having me on here, Kenny. I love you, brother.
I love you too, man. Y'all fellas, man. Like I say, I say it, you know, and I'm a firm believer in we have to outwardly express it somehow, you know. And like I said, and it looks different for everyone. It looks different for my wife, than my kids, than my homie, my peoples. You know, like it looks different, but the choice, like you said, Charles, the choice to I'm going to make an effort to choose to show love, to express it, to let the people around me know, you know, and I feel like that's so important, and because people did that for me,
Right.
and even in times where I didn't feel like, and I didn't even know what it would look like. Sometimes I didn't know how to receive it. Sometimes, but they just did it, and, you know, and eventually I started to understand. Oh, they love me. They just trying to love me, you know. Sometimes it's tough love. Sometimes it's other things, but you know, like those lessons, and once I got it, I was like, oh, this is what it is. Let me do this now, you know. And so it's so important. And I look at how we all got here, you know. So it's love. It is. It's been. Look, I've been love all weekend, man. Black men love. What's up?
Man,
Come on,
listen,
Kenny. Come on, Kenny. You know, look, we got it down. Chip got his 3 words.
Yep.
I got mine, baby. It's just all of what you talking about. Our greatest regret is that we love people and they did not know how much we love them.
Yeah.
So purposefully every day, love out loud, man. You see something good,
Yeah.
say something good. Love out loud.
Love out loud. Yeah.
yeah, I think one thing I'm loving about the topic is that y'all touched on a few things. There's different levels and different phases of love. You know, Charles, I grew up in a similar neighborhood where it was a lot going on. I learned way too much, way too soon.
Yeah.
So even though I was quote unquote square in terms of books, I also was very street smart, and some of those lessons have helped me to survive to this day because of what I learned so early. But then, you know, like Ryan and DP were mentioning, a lot of times it's that vulnerability that is necessary, and a lot of people don't know how to really love from that vulnerable place. And Robert, I'm gonna say this as a currently married man. Make sure that when you find that mate, that it is from that genuine place of love, because that's that's the end goal of what love is. And Jordan, man, 14, #1 best-selling author, already writing about it, writing about love. When you get to ninth grade, it's like when they start if they start flexing on you, just pull up the book. Say, fam, you can say what you want to. I'm known around the world. What's your name again? Hey, but I still love you. Right. I love the vulnerability. I love the stories inside of this book. And yeah, DP, love out loud every day. I tell my brothers, I love you. And that's from the thugs to the business people. We because life is way too short, and we have to, as men and as people, start learning to express love differently. Love is a verb. It's not a word. It's a verb. and it shows. So yeah, listen. I want people to be able to actually follow y'all. How can they tune in and follow y'all on social media platforms, and I want to know what's next, because I know that this love train on, we're gonna go back to confunction. Yeah, that's outdating myself, but yeah. Before Cisco and Drew Hill did it, Confunction said love train. Come on. So what's next for this love train? And how do we connect with y'all?
Well, I guess I'll say that. I mean, the interest is there, so we're gonna keep it going. You know, there's still so much. When you talk about love, there's so much to tackle. There's still so much to talk about. You know, and there's so many perspectives, and we have some more perspectives too. I know if y'all watching this, like there are 14, there's some people that couldn't make it on, some brothers that couldn't make it on, but just know there's a wide range of perspectives here too. But there's still so much. I still feel like we're just hitting the tip of the iceberg when it comes to love, really. So this is not the last time we're gonna have this conversation again. We are, you know, it may be a volume 2, it may be from another perspective. You never know, but we gonna keep it going. I know that. So yeah, let's go around. How can they find y'all, man? To tell people who they know.
Wait.
Tough, man.
Wait. You being real vague, real quick. I'm there from a different perspective. Like Chip.
Yeah.
I got to call on Chip real quick, because Chip know where I'm going with this. Every opportunity.
It's an opportunity, man. Opportunities bring opportunities. And from this opportunity that we have for this, every one of us are going to receive some great opportunities to be able to learn love and give more love to the people that we love. So, yeah, man, opportunities bring opportunities, baby.
Yeah. I'm and Kenny's being real vague. He was like, might be some different perspectives. I think you said something about the black women were saying, we want to tell our stories too. Why y'all ain't got us up here like that?
Yeah.
What's next with that?
So the conversations are happening. So I mean, black women love is probably gonna be on the way. You know, that's coming together. And then, like I said, even from this, my phone has been blowing up since yesterday. You know, I got more brothers. Hey man, this is dope. This is dope. So I mean, like I said, you never know. Black Men Love Volume 2, whatever we're gonna call it. Like I just, like I said, I know the conversations, we got to keep them going, and I feel like you can't start something like this and just cut it off. You know, like why? There's so many people we can reach. There's so many people we can help, and there's a lot of people who can share and want to share. And if this is a platform for them, then that's why we created this. You know, because like I said, we needed that for us first. And now we can pay it forward and keep it going. So, yeah, I just can't confirm nothing yet, but I was being a little vague.
Come on. All right, Ryan, I ain't mean to cut you off, man. Go ahead.
No worry. I was actually gonna co-sign what you and Kenny was stating, man. Like, I've been with my wife for 16 years now. We've been married for 5. So you know I got some stories to tell. Yeah, you hear me? There's some things we done made it through. I feel like some other people could most certainly benefit from. But just to get you in contact with me, man, you can follow me on IG at Ryan_Dunston_. You can follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook at just simply Ryan Dunston. You can get to the Ryan Dunston podcast, Words from a Humble King, on YouTube. You can get to it on Spotify. You can get to it on Apple Podcasts, any podcast network that's streaming it. Anchor is another one. You can get to it. We're on there talking about some great stuff. And, you know, we're in Baltimore City, community outreach. You know, we're looking to help others. We're looking to love. We're from a mortgage wealth perspective, closing the wealth gap in our city is what we're working on. And yeah, man, get to me, contact me, let me know if you need me. I'm definitely willing to help out and serve.
All right, Robert Tyree is my name. You can find me on IG underneath Robert Tyree. It's Robert Tyree, Tyree. Also, I have my own business, a basketball training business. So it's Fresh to the Soul, Fresh, FRESH SHTWOTHASOUL, Fresh to the Soul. So Robert Tyree, Fresh to the Soul on TikTok, IG, LinkedIn, Twitter, on those accounts. And if you're looking for me out in the field, I'm probably in the classroom in Baltimore City or out in the community just helping the kids.
All right, I'll go next. My name is Charles Woods. You can reach me on IG at ULLgrad1911, Twitter at ULLgrad1911 with another 1 at the end. So that's ULLgrad1911 You can reach me on Facebook as at charles.woods.1612. Sugar Ray helped me figure that one out. And LinkedIn at Charles Woods. I'm gonna try to get all these social media links to the same way, close to the chip, so it's easy to reach out. But those are my tags right now, man. I appreciate being on here again. Love you all, brothers.
Man, I'll jump in there. My Chip Baker, all of my social media is at Chip Baker TSC, as in The Success Chronicles, except for Twitter, and Twitter is Chip Baker 19, and I'm on all platforms as Chip Baker TSC, like I said, except for Twitter, except for the Twitter. No, but my podcast is Chip Baker, The Success Chronicles, on all platforms. YouTube channel is Chip Baker, The Success Chronicles. So please, take the time to check out, some of the positive inspiration and motivation. And again, thank you, Kenny. Thank you, Sugar Ray.
It is my name, Derek Pearson. A couple of different ways to find me on the usual suspects. It's my name, but you can also follow theticketfm.com, which is my radio station, 93.7 The Ticket FM here in Lincoln, Nebraska. You can get study programs for student athletes, students, good policies for parents, and the process of coaching coaches, all at Loveprints, LOVEPRINTS.US, not .com, .US. Some great stories. Both my TEDs are on there. All these books are on there. And not, as my uncle would say, not to go telling stories out of school, but there'll be another one next week with the legendary Chip Baker. So
come on.
I'll jump in there. You can follow me on IG and Twitter at DKhasar. That's DKHASAR. I also do a podcast with Kenny called the Community Coalition Show, where we talk about positive Black stories and also teaching Black people just different things. We also do a music podcast called Reason and Rhyme, and we're on all platforms with the podcast. And get the book, please.
Nate, we ain't gonna say please. I'm gonna tell them go get the book and don't miss out.
Yeah, go buy it. Go buy it.
Yeah.
Go buy it right now.
Jordan, how can they find you, bro?
They can find me on IG Jordan_Vlone, and yeah.
All right. I guess that's me. So thanks, David. So you already shouted the podcast out. I don't have to do that part. But I always say I'm the easiest big dude to find. So you can check out everything on my website. That's KennethRWilson.com. You could also check me out on social media. Everything is all the big platforms at Mr. Kenneth Wilson. Also, too, if you're looking for, just shout out to the men, check out all the work we got going on at Men of Stature, and that is menofstature.org. And a lot of things we got going on, like I said, providing safe spaces. Our literacy program, we're actually, promoting literacy, doing reading groups back in the schools. We got everything going on from Black men yoga to we even get dressed up every now and then to take some pictures and look fly. So you never know, but there's always hands on deck. So any men who are looking to just volunteer, help, support in any different ways, please check us out. Like I said, menofstature.org. Then also you can check out, Black Squirrel Media, blacksquirrelmedia.com. That's where you'll find the Black Squirrel Media Network in the podcast that David listed, and also some of the other ones we got going on, Also check out the Be-Lit Festival. That is a traveling festival that promotes Black art in all different shapes and forms. So if you're an artist looking to build a platform, check us out there too. So again, that's blacksquirrelmedia.com. And so, yeah, hit me up. If you can't find me, I don't know what to tell you. I'm easy to find. So thank you all, brothers. Thanks again. I say this all the time. I love y'all. We did it. We're going to keep doing it. Let's keep it going.
Yeah. Kenny say he like another Baltimore native. He say, I ain't hard to find. Yeah. Listen, for those that are tuned in, one of these authors touch your heart. Reach out and catch up with them. Grab your autograph copy, your collector's edition directly from the artists themselves, from the authors themselves. And I'll say it like this because I say it all the time. They are Amazon #1 bestsellers. However, we want you to support the author directly by going to their website, going to their social media, going to their Square store and purchasing it. Because what Amazon does is holds that money for about 2 to 4 months before they send any royalty checks, and it's really pennies on the dollar. So with that being said, y'all reach out to these phenomenal men that are doing amazing work in the community, that are spreading love. Let's keep this love train going, because what the world needs now more than anything is definitely love. So with that being said, we love y'all, and we will once again see y'all next week.
Take care.